means when I try and get a word in edgeways with Supreme DJ Jono Coleman.
Got it. And after the break, we'll be meeting three rough and ready young Aussies who've been up to all manner of antipodean antics, all for the sake of a Sheila.
You know what that means? We've got three real Australian hunks in the house and ready to play an Australian How Low Can You Go, and that's around about 6:10.
Plus, we'll be finding out what the kids get up to down under when it comes to pop music.
How could you possibly watch anything else?
This is ITV2 Digger, and this is Bedrock.
Today on Bedrock, we take an exclusive look at the biggest American comedy since There's Something About Mary. It's Adam Sandler in The Waterboy.
And we're joined by the editor of brilliant indie magazine Select, and we find out just how poptastic the internet really is.
Plus, I can't believe this. We're being visited by the man who played Darth Vader in Star Wars.
I'm so excited. I can hardly speak.
You're watching television? We would be honoured if you could join us. This is Bedrock.
I get it from the way you look. I get it from the way you shook me. Get it every time you look around. I don't know how you get your kicks. All I know is you got me licked. I know why the other guys, they still hang around. And funny how it always ends, breaking our backs just to try to be friends. And you seem happier than.
Bedford, and yes, hello, welcome to Bedrock. It's been a great weekend, hasn't it? Oh, yes, it has. As you all should know, Five Nations, the greatest sporting tournament in the world, started this weekend. Now, I was snowboarding in Scotland this weekend, and I managed to go to a pub and watch the game with Scottish people, and they didn't kick the living hell out of me. For one, being a Sassenach, but it was brilliant. You must be over the moon.
Oh, I'm absolutely chuffed. Can't believe we won
33-20.
Hooray!
Oh, I'll tell you what, before we go any further...
Poor Wales, though. Save the Wales, I say.
Winners. There's no losers in rugby, only winners. 33-20 was the score, but Scotland also broke another record. Possibly, well, I know for a fact it was the fastest try scored in Five Nations rugby. Funny enough, by John Leslie. He's not a blue video. So have a look at this try, and then we'll discuss the game afterwards. Oh yeah, I'll do it afterwards.
Switches the direction of the kick to the far side, and so Scotland immediately have taken the initiative, and it's a try for John Leslie. Would you believe it?
That was that. Now I must apologise about the quality of that, because that was my home video.
Did your mum
Yeah, she did. My mum taped it while I was up in Scotland, so it was a bit shadowy. My area was not quite. But that was the fastest try ever scored.
I would have loved to have been
It was for me.
The Scotland-Wales match was superb.
Yeah, it was one of the fastest, most ferocious games of rugby I've ever seen. It didn't stop.
End-to-end stuff, as the pundits say.
Heather, what was it?
Well, yeah, it was fantastic. The only thing I was a bit gutted about was that all my family went through to see it, and it was one of the first games that I've never actually seen, and I missed it because I was down in London, and I managed to lose my mobile phone, so I didn't actually get to see all of it on telly because I was running around Shepherd's Bush, lifting up benches and things, trying to find my phone. I never found it, and I never saw the rugby. But hey, we won, so you know.
That's the important thing. You can borrow my tape if you want.
Okay, fine.
Now, Rachel. France and Ireland. France.
We were robbed. We were robbed,
them.
I'm telling you. We were robbed. Definitely should have been our game.
Humphreys in that last penalty. If you'd only got that over.
Well, I don't
Do you know what? I didn't actually mind that you started off talking about rugby, because normally it really annoys us, but today it's different because Scotland won.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right, okay. Well, the next Five Nation games are in a fortnight when England take on Scotland at Twickenham.
Well, we'll see.
Plus, there's more sport on Wednesday when we're going to go football crazy when England give France a right old kicking, in the nice way, at Wembley.
Very good. Well, of course, I was in France all weekend.
I
was in Paris.
Where were you with?
With a boy?
I was in Paris for a romantic weekend.
What, with a mirror?
Was he, yeah,
No,
was
it
he
was
famous?
romantic.
I
What?
bet you was someone you met at that
was
GQ party.
was it
wasn't
Dermot O'Leary?
It was Dale Winton.
No, it wasn't.
Was
What?
it Dale Winton?
It was me and Dale. No,
No.
not quite. No, it wasn't. I'm not going to tell you. Anyway, I did video the new TV show that's hosted by Ronan Keating from Boyzone. It's called Get Your Act Together, and its industry experts have 48 hours to help two hopefuls get their act together. And they competed live, and the audience voted, and the winner gets a major record label contract as the prize, which is very, very
That's
amazing.
very exciting.
Did you see that?
I did actually, and I really loved it because you just can't help but feel sorry for the two people that are competing because they've
Yeah.
got 48 hours to basically, turn into a pop star overnight, and you really feel for them.
It's
You're
amazing,
like, oh,
yeah.
and then when they vote at the end, it's like, oh, really tense. But the two people that were in it on the one on Saturday, for those of you who didn't see it, was a wee girl called Jodie.
Yeah.
And she was a gymnast, and she decided that she wanted to be a
She's got a
singer.
really good
And the
voice.
other chap was a guy called George.
George?
Yeah,
it's
George.
George
George Alexander.
London restaurant.
he works in his mum's cafe, something like that. And Jodie won.
Jodie did, we did. And you know what else? We have Jodie on the phone, I think. Yeah, hello, Jodie.
Hello.
Hi, Jodie. How are you?
Congratulations.
Well done.
Well done on Saturday night. Congratulations.
Thank
Brilliant.
you.
Were you nervous?
I was, in a strange way, really. I was more excited than nervous, I'd have to say.
You
Definitely.
didn't look nervous.
No, you look fantastic. Your hair's lovely.
Yeah.
Your outfit is really cool as well.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, brilliant. How did you celebrate after you won?
Oh, we all went back to the hotel in Glasgow, and because the set was actually in Glasgow,
Oh, right.
and we just went back to the hotel, and everyone was up there and partying away, so we just had a really good laugh that night, yeah.
Can I just ask a quick question? What was it like being that close to Ronan? Because he gave you a kiss and a hug at the end, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
And you met Bewitched as well, didn't you?
Yes, I did, yeah. Oh, they're all really, really nice people.
But Jodie, you're going to be much more famous than all these people. They're going to say,
Yeah.
I know Jodie. I know her.
Yeah.
We spoke to her on the phone. Have you watched the tape back of your performance?
I have, yeah, about 50 times, yeah.
Oh, but
Very good.
Yeah, you have to wait to the end of the series for your recording contract. What are you going to do till then? Are you just going to hold
Oh,
on
I'm
the
just going to keep my
excitement?
fingers crossed, you know.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah.
Have you got to write another song for the final?
sorry?
Have you got to write another song for the final, or is it the same
No,
song?
no, it's the same song, but I'm not sure whether I'll be wearing the same outfit.
Oh, different.
New outfit, exactly. Any excuse to get a new outfit.
Are you going to watch the rest of the programmes, though? To see
Oh,
what the
definitely, yeah. I want to see who I'm up against, so yeah.
It's a great show, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Well, listen,
Yeah.
congratulations. Thank you
Good
very,
luck.
very much for calling in.
Okay,
and the
thanks.
best of luck with the final. We'll all be hoping that it goes well for you, okay?
When you're famous, do come in and visit us. Do that.
Make sure you do. Thank you very much for calling
Thank
in.
you.
Jodie.
Thank you.
Bye.
Well done.
Bye.
She was great, wasn't she?
Absolutely. Very good. Well, you can watch Get Your Act Together on Saturday on BBC One at 6:25 and still change over in time for Blind Date.
Yeah.
Right, well, this afternoon, while you lot were all gallivanting, I was watching telly and I caught the most disturbing and amazing thing. Something that you probably won't believe me. It was basically a film starring Sean Connery acting alongside Barbara Windsor.
I don't believe
I
you.
don't believe you.
I didn't think you would believe me. I didn't believe my eyes either. Anyway, it's a film called On the Fiddle. And it's a World War II movie, and it's from 1961, which is the year before Sean Connery got the job as Bond, James Bond. So, if you don't believe what I'm saying, we're going to have a look.
Bond, James Bond.
Yeah, I do have proof. I do have proof. Here's the classic shared scene between Sean Connery and Barbara Windsor.
Okay.
Let's have a look.
Hey, quick shot, will ya?
What's that? I reckon somebody can't find the door for me. Oh, true. When these blokes talk
He's
of getting
so
blind,
gorgeous, Sean Connery, isn't he? It's funny that they're in a bar, because Barbara Windsor obviously knew that she's going to spend the rest of her life behind the bar, wearing a big bra.
Part of her name is Bar.
Barbara. And she's got quite a big bra on there as well.
Bra Bar. Black sheep. Have you anyone?
Do we think that Sean did in actual fact have a future in quirky comedies?
Yeah, well, they could have sort of swapped paths, couldn't they?
Imagine. Seeing Sean behind the bar at the Vic.
Yeah, he could be one of the, like the Mitchell's dad. That would be so funny.
But
Drink up,
would you
gentlemen,
talk
please.
like that, though?
Yeah. He could talk like this. Oh no, Mark, we've got real trouble in the square.
Well, I'm glad that he stuck to Bond, James Bond.
Yes,
Good old Babs and
definitely.
Big Sean. Excellent. Now, as you know, of course,
You okay?
very exciting because we've got David Prowse on the show, also known as Only Darth Vader. But we've also got another Star Wars bombshell to drop, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, meet Mace Windu. Now, Mace Windu is who, you may ask?
Yeah, what
well,
is Mace
he's the
Windu?
character played by Samuel L. Jackson, and I shall read the back. In the days before Palpatine's empire began its reign of terror, the Galactic Republic governed the affairs of the galaxy from the capital of Coruscant. In addition, the city planet was also the seat of the legendary 12-member Jedi Council. Wisdom and experience were equally as important as abilities in the Force among the Jedi Council members. For this reason, Mace Windu, a senior member of the Jedi Council, was especially honored and revered throughout the Galactic Republic.
There's got to be more. Keep reading. There's got to be more.
Oh, Star
Where
Wars
was it
Power of
made?
the Force, Episode 1, blah, blah, blah.
Basically,
Careful.
Don't touch it, you're a girl.
Don't contaminate it.
Malcolm, what do you think of Samuel L. Jackson's figure?
oh,
I like it.
Well, no, I think it's brilliant. And I have to say, it's another Bedrock exclusive because there is only one in the country.
Yep.
And we've managed to steal it.
And in fact, if you think we're going to do some kind of computer prize giveaway with this, you're wrong, because this is from the cinema store in London, and because it's the only one they've got, they want it back.
There's a security guard behind the camera.
no, I'm more excited about the possibility of you giving yourself an electric shock because you keep rubbing that bit of plastic on your knee. But hey, you know, it's a bit of plastic. I'm sorry. I'm excited about the film. But
Mace Windu. If Samuel L. Jackson came in, I could get very, very excited.
Okay, all
but
right. So
but
it's not
plastic
quite the same.
figure, this guy's just
What
doesn't
does it
do
do?
it the same way ever since I stopped playing with Barbie.
Just nothing. It just sits there. There you go, but they will be in real toy shops soon, hopefully.
Okay, well, if you've got something to say to us, say it to us. You can phone us on 0870 600 6606, or you can fax us on 0870 600 7707, or you can email us at bedrock@itv2.co.uk. Now, are you ready? What do you think?
okay,
You did it too quick.
coming up on Bedrock at
friction,
6:15, we watch the video of a song that made #1 stateside and ask, is it going to be a hit over here?
Then at 12:30, excuse me, throat. Then at 12:30 we get to interrogate Darth Vader himself without the aid of an interrogation droid.
And at 7:15, the editor of Select magazine tells us what's going to be worth listening to in 1999.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, you're watching television. Oh, sorry, Neil.
Apology accepted. This is Bedrock.
I know. Maria. I did.
Maria.
I just must have spent that.
Yes, Blondie is #1. It's scary but true.
Scary but true. But hey, we do love her.
Yeah.
And continuing on a welcome back, I should say, continuing on a musical theme, it's on to one of this week's new releases. 1 Week by the Bare Naked Ladies. Now, no one outside of me in the office had heard of this Canadian band, but the song,
We told you about it. Don't try and get away with being cool. Like,
You know
one else
nothing
had ever
about my
heard about
life,
this
do you?
before.
You know nothing about what I do.
Trying to slide that one past me. Not going to happen. Go on, sorry. Okay.
No.
Okay, no, go on, introduce it. No, I insist.
Right, it got to #1 in the States. You didn't know that, did you?
Well, it's only written on the
And
cover of the
from
album.
their album Stunt. They were recently interviewed in a swimming pool full of 12 naked women, which goes to show that even though they are Canadian, they can still lead a rock and roll
That's why
life.
you've heard of them.
Right, well, listen, let's watch the single. Listen to me. You know? brilliant, brilliant, brilliant song. I mean, Dukes of Hazzard, Evel Knievel, and Starsky. What do you think then, Rach? Nothing. You like that, did you? Yes. Do you think it'd go to #1 over here? You don't think they'd be too wacky, do you? No. What do you think of the video? Yeah. Well, listen.
The last time I slagged Malcolm.
1 week is released today.
Oh, okay. Well, coming up, it's Battle of the Sexes. But first of all, Heather and Neil are playing with their food again.
Oh.
We told them.
Why didn't I think of the tape thing?
Yeah,
Anyway, never mind. It's time for another one of those recipes. You know, the ones that wouldn't even make the menu of a suggestions, and we're stupid enough to try them.
We don't actually have a choice, we're told. Right, today's laboratory of taste suggestion came from Anna Noble from Dorset. Now, she says, I'm a great fan of Eastern Europe, so I'm thinking, why doesn't she go and live there? So I tried mixing Turkish delight with prime cuts of turkey. It's delightful.
It's so literal, it's painful.
It's so not going to be delightful. She says, wrap a turkey slice round a
Lice from a turkey?
slice,
Oh,
yeah.
slice,
Get a
slice.
turkey and slice it. Wrap it round some Turkish delight. Pin it with a cocktail stick.
Oh, that makes it classy.
Yeah, that does make it classy. And basically, she says, to make it more Eastern, you can dip it in sake or tzatziki or something, or tana masalata, but I'm sure it's going to taste a bit sicky.
Yes.
So, there you go.
Oh, don't. Right, okay. Well, as you know, we're developing the tongue graph into new different areas. And here we have Tongue Island, as it might be invaded by taste camels. So here we go. Here is a taste camel representing this Turkish delight. Here we go. It goes, I'm a camel. I walk through the sour jungle. I walk through the sour jungle and I stay half on the sour jungle and the bitter marshes, eating some plastic tree. Then I am another taste camel. I'm in the sour jungle, but I venture towards the sweet and salty beach where I am gelatine pink stuff at the bottom of the chocolate. Then I am the camel eating the flowers in the thing. Then
It's not really making sense.
It's not supposed to make sense. It's just me having a laugh, isn't it? Then I am a camel on a tree.
It's going to be laughing. One hump or two.
That's not the one with tzatziki, is it?
Yeah.
Okay,
so we get a go.
In 3, 2, 1.
Oh my goodness, it's absolutely disgusting.
Oh, that is grim. No. We've acted grim before. That is grim.
Horrible.
That is more grim than anything. The camels had no idea. The camels were way off. Do you know what I mean? Camels could have been over here for all I care. They had no idea how rubbish that was going to
A
taste.
mouthful of salad would have been better.
I literally almost resigned. Except if they were on the show, I'd walk now.
No taste like that ever again. That was disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. Now, please do send in some nice suggestions for boards of taste, because Neil and I are feeling permanently sick because she keeps sending us ones with turkey and tana masalata and things. So write us at the usual address, which is Bedrock, Free Post, LON 3867, London, W11 3BR.
So Heather, what's happening next?
Well, basically, I think it's time now for something that doesn't taste so horrible in the mouth.
Okay.
Yeah, last week we introduced a boy and a girl to each other. What happened next? Did nature take its course? This is where we find out how far did you go.
Okay, now last Wednesday, Claire trusted her friend to choose a date from 2 men. Now, one of the tasks she set the guy was to tell a clean joke. Here's the winning bloke with his, hold on to your chuckle muscles.
And Gary?
What's called a deer with no eyes?
I don't know.
Ah, no idea. What's called a deer with no eyes and no legs?
I have no idea.
Still no idea. I won't tell you the third part.
Okay, very impressive. Now, it's up to you to make a choice.
Gary. What was going on there then, mate?
Well, it wasn't the best gag of all time.
That was possibly the worst joke I've ever heard. Number one, we had the RSPCA on the phone, protesters outside. Number two, nobody laughed.
Well, I still won, didn't I?
Did you regret saying it, though?
No, not really.
No?
No, courage in your convictions.
All right, mate. All right.
Stand up for yourself.
Where did you go on your date, then?
Oh, we had a good time. We went out after the football. We went to the post-match party at Chelsea and then up to Havana. Yeah, it was excellent. Really good night.
Oh, so you treated her a good time?
We had a fantastic night out.
Right. How far did you go?
Oh, well, fair
No.
distance.
How far did you go?
No, not
Kissing?
just a very polite, good night little peck.
Just lips only?
That was it, yep. Nothing
Strange
too
numbers?
far. Not that many, no.
Okay then, in a moment you're going to have to decide whether you want to see Claire again. But first, let's remind ourselves of the moment when you won a date with her. Now just check out how confused she looks.
Okay.
Okay, let's have a look.
Let's have a look.
2, 1. You're going to go on a date with Gary. I'm sorry, Andrew. That's terrible. Oh. Wait a minute, Heather's next door. So when do you can always go. Hang on, I'll take these off you for a second. I have to say that I actually only got Gary's joke now, but I don't want to say any more about that. Oops. Welcome back, Claire. It's lovely to have you back on the show. I have to say, you looked very, very confused there. What was all that about? You have this intense, distracted kind of, Who am I going out with? Oh, whatever.
Sat there, didn't know which one Sally had chosen.
Oh, did you not?
No.
Oh, and did she choose the right one?
Yeah.
Oh, did she? Oh, well, that's what counts. And did you enjoy your date?
Yes, it was good fun. We went to Chelsea to a party after the football.
Very good.
And then onto a really, really cool bar called Havana's in Chelsea.
Oh, so
it was really good.
A good night
yeah.
had by all. Well, that's the main thing. Now, did you meet any footballers, actually?
No.
No.
Unfortunately not.
Oh, well, not to worry. Well, you had your date, so we really can't ask for too much. Okay, well, I have to ask you, I know they've asked Gary, I have to ask you, how far did you go? Was there kisses?
Oh, peck on the cheek. And that was it.
That's it! A good peck?
Yeah.
Like, was it just cheek or was it cheek?
It was cheek.
Oh, was that from you or from him?
For me.
Oh. Oh, well. We do our best. Not fair, though. We need more scowl. Okay, well, in a moment we're going to discover whether or not you want to see each other ever again, or whether you never want to lay eyes on each other for as long as you live. But first, it's over to Heather and Neil.
Yeah, now, it is the big moment. Now, I have to tell you that we should have had two couples here today because Basil and Cressida, who were on the show last week, got on really well. In fact, romantically quite well. But Basil's got some bad news from his family, so we wish them all well. And it's time for the big moment for Gary and Claire. Now, it's time for Gary and Claire to take the walk of truth. Not a Dire Straits song. Their instructions
That's a
are...
walk of life.
It is.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's why I said not a Dire Straits song.
Oops, you caught me out there. Sorry.
Yes.
Carry on.
Their instructions are as follows. Doors to these two... Oops, sorry.
Carry on.
Babs Windsor's in again. The doors to these two rooms will open simultaneously. If they want to get serious and go on another date, they must walk into this room. If they never want to see the other person again, they must stay put. Now remember, there is no just good friends option.
Can I say it too? There are no just good friends options.
Good.
Right,
Yeah.
we've kept the boys and the girls separate so they don't feel as if they have to be polite. And we're forcing them to make a very difficult decision, so fingers crossed to make the right one.
Yeah, okay, now it's very exciting. Here we go. Gary and Claire, do you want to be a couple or not? In 3, 2, 1.
Nothing? Oh.
Yeah! Oh, there was a twitchy
Hello?
door. A bit of a twitchy
Hello?
door. A ghost of one of them came in.
Oh,
Woo.
okay.
Oh,
Right,
how-
okay then.
That's really
Oh
disappointing.
no, I can't believe that.
Do you want to go on a date? Let's pretend it was
okay.
us. Oh, hello!
I think
Come
that's
different. Go for a
like
date to
each other.
trail. Come
Okay, okay.
on. Hey, I'll take you on a date
Yeah,
over here to
we
look at
can
this
hold
camera.
hands.
Here we go. Yeah, better luck for all of this week's couples, and of course Basil and Cressida. Anyway, in a moment we unmask the most terrifying bad guy in the history of Western cinema, David Prowse, Darth Vader. Oh wow.
I'm excited for you, but I've got something in my eye. It's really sore. Anyway, we've got the very first look at the huge new comedy from the star of The Wedding Singer. It's Adam Sandler in The Waterboy.
You're watching the technological terror known as television. Don't eat turkey and chocolate. You're watching ITV2, and this is Bedrock.
You got some
I'd hate to be Zoe's boyfriend.
I know, her 26.
But no, imagine the 26 hours worth of overtime.
I know, a millennium doing the television. That would be cool. Anyway, hi, welcome back. In approximately 3 minutes, we're going to talk to David Prowse. That's Mr. Darth Vader to you. But first, we're going to go pop crazy today. That's right, pop disco crazy, yeah. Here we are. Now,
Oh, you're crazy rock and roll guy, Neil.
Now, of course, lots of people set up fan sites over the people that they really adore on the internet, but there are some people who are actually trying their hand at the mouse work themselves and setting up their own websites. Now, this is actually quite a cool site of David Bowie's.
Oh, right.
He set it up himself. Now, if you remember, there was that thing where you could compete to write lyrics for one of his songs.
Oh, I read about that, yeah. It was interactive, you could send lyrics on the website.
That's right. Yeah, if you posted them on the website, then the winners got to actually be credited for the lyrics of one of his songs, and the winners would be announced. Now, this is the song here. Let's have a listen. So net surfers wrote this song with him.
Right.
Right. Well, it's silence like John
Wow.
Cage. Whoa.
Whoa.
Avant-garde.
It's a Georgie Ligeti, please.
Never mind.
The joy of the internet.
How strange. Never mind. Sorry about that. It was really good as well. Now, but I quite like the artwork on that
Yeah, it's
site.
very nice. He's sort of like Peter Gabriel in his web designs and everything.
Yeah.
Very futuristic.
Kind of coming from the past but looking forward.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trying to impress.
Now, of course, whatever you want to call him, Squiggle, the artist formerly known as Prince,
Taft Cat.
whatever it is, yeah.
Taft Cat.
Has his own website as well, which is surprisingly really odd.
Who would have guessed that? He's such a straight and normal guy usually, isn't he?
We're getting no sound at all in any of this, which is really frustrating. But there's loads of really spooky noises. It says, "Don't be afraid, I won't hurt you."
This is the site where you can see hear the remix of 1999, isn't it?
Yes, that's right.
That's
well,
right.
we can't.
We
obviously,
can't.
because the sound's
Our
gone down for
computer
some
is
reason.
broken.
But he's bizarrely written this open letter. Right, this is so cool and weird. He's written an open letter to Madonna based on a dream he had.
He himself wrote this. He wrote this openly so Madonna could pick it up on the web and say, "Oh, that Taft Cat. I feel like dropping him a postcard."
Yeah, but it's based on a dream he had. And you know how he writes with all the I.
He can't spell, basically,
yeah,
can he? No.
Here we go, let's find this. Here we go, open letter to Madonna from the artist. Have a read of that, Matt.
Madonna, artist to artist, I am sure you
like a dream.
understand the connection I feel to... It's like one of those head Tony
More than
Chestnut.
anyone at Warner Music. Patients give birth to creation.
I dreamt of you and I at the Grammy Awards and felt a need to write this letter to you. He's mental, isn't he? He's off his little legs.
Okay, he may be.
He may be.
He's also a nice bloke. But talking of people who've got an axe to grind, Alanis Morissette has always got a bit of a grumpy face on and doing grumpy songs about things she doesn't like. This is fantastic. You can write an Alanis Morissette unofficial spoof it gets written for you. It's a generator of a spoof Alanis Morissette song.
One thing you hate.
Yeah, go on.
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett?
Yeah.
I love Boba Fett.
No, he's a villain, man.
Okay.
He throws hands.
Okay, so
Right,
it's hard. What do you hate about 6 things you hate about Boba Fett?
Blasters.
Blasters. Jetpack.
Jetpack, yeah.
Jetpacks.
Jetpacks.
Okay.
Now this will make our, once we get all these words together, it'll make our very own Alanis Morissette song, all about what we've typed in. So let's do anything now.
Okay.
Killings.
All kinds of bad things. And then your favourite colour.
Favourite colour,
what's
grey.
Your favourite colour? Grey. Is that just today because it is bleak?
It was snowing today,
Your
right?
favourite
Favourite poet is Roger McGough. McGough.
Okay. There we go. Now, the name of an ex-girlfriend, please.
Name of an ex-girlfriend, Jeremy. Oh, I mean, Linda.
Okay, and what do you want the song to be called?
I think.
Okay, let's see what the song says.
This is brilliant. You're going to love this.
Let's hope it allows
You sing it, Neil.
Let's hope it works with some words missing. But hey, it's just like an Alanis Morissette.
Let's use the force, Neil.
Okay. No, I can't waste any more time of my life on that.
Oh, this internet stuff, it's really not good, is it?
Let's see. But finally, there is an official website that we just have to look at, which is the David Prowse website. Now here he is. This is his filmography, and there are pictures of him in various roles. There's him in The Horror of Frankenstein.
1970.
Okay, there's him in The Clockwork Orange.
1971.
Vampire Circus.
1971 too.
And of course, the one we all know, Darth Vader.
1977.
Okay, now, if you look at this, how cool is this? This is a picture of Dave Prowse and Sir Alec Guinness rehearsing a lightsaber fight.
But it's brilliant, look, Sir Alec Guinness, but the thing is, look, Sir Alex has look, Obi-Wan Kenobi's got a little pair of slippers on down there.
Yeah.
And Dave is wearing tights.
Okay, now, in fact, that reminds me, it's time for me to talk to David Prowse, so do you mind if I go?
Pop it, Neil.
Welcome yourself. Welcome. How fantastic. Welcome to Bedrock, Dave.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us.
It's very nice. Nice to be here.
Good. Now, first of all, I mean, there are lots of things we want to talk about, but mainly you're known for playing Darth Vader in Star Wars. How did you get the part?
George Lucas came over to the UK in the end of 1975, Christmas of 75, and left a request with my agent to see him in the beginning of 1976. And I went to see him. He said, "Well, I saw you in Clockwork Orange."
Right.
And he said, I'm a great admirer of Stanley Kubrick and his work, and I'd very much like to offer you 2 parts.
Right.
One of 2 parts in this film I'm doing called Star Wars. And I thought, oh, this is lovely being offered like 2 parts, straight away, like, without having to audition.
And what were they?
Where I have the reader. And he said, well, the first one's a character called Chewbacca. And I said, what the hell's Chewbacca? And he says, it's like a hairy gorilla that goes through the film on the side of the gun. And I'd actually decided that I wasn't going to play any more creature parts.
Right.
And so I said, no, you can keep that one, George. I don't fancy that very much. I said, what's the other one? He said, well, the other one's the character of the big villain of the film, a character called Darth Vader. And I said, well, don't say anymore. I'll have the villain's part. Thank you very much.
How fantastic.
And that was it. And it wasn't until 2 weeks later that I went to the costumier that I suddenly realised that Darth Vader was going to be this big black masked and helmeted character.
But did you think...
But by that time, I'd read the script, you see, and I
Right.
thought, well, this is it. This is a lovely,
Having read the script, did you have a
role.
sense of how big this character in
No,
the film was going to be?
No, none whatsoever. Just thought it was another film and another part. It was,
Right.
nothing exceptional at all.
Now, at the beginning of Star Wars, when the stormtroopers and Darth Vader attack the rebel ship, there's a scene where the rebel soldier gets lifted up off the ground.
Yeah,
Did you actually lift someone up?
I actually lifted him up, yes. But actually, it was actually shot in 3 parts. The first part, we stood the guard on like a table like this, and I just put my hand around his throat and got him to bend his knees.
Right.
And then all I just did was just do this, and all he just did was straighten his knees, you see. And then on the second shot, and then you just saw the shot from here upwards. And then on the second shot, I actually picked him up bodily and lifted him up in the air and held him up in the air. And then you saw his feet dangling in the air. And then the third shot, they brought in the stuntman, and I actually threw him off the table into the wall.
Wow.
That was how it was
The
done.
magic of film. That's,
yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
I bet that stuntman still talks about being thrown by you.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
really cool.
yeah.
Now, I'm afraid a massive Star Wars geek, so I've got to ask you some geeky questions, because I know everyone at home will want to as well. Now, Lucas now talks about the fact that the whole trilogy is really about the redemption of Darth Vader, Anakin, Skywalker. When did he tell you that?
Never ever did. Never ever. I mean, it's never ever been discussed with me.
Right.
I went in and did read the script and played the part how I thought I should play him. I never got one word of direction from George Lucas. And everything that you see on screen is all of my own volition, like all the hand gestures. And I've always been what I call a very physical actor, because I had a career in sort of bodybuilding and weightlifting and strongman acts and things like this. So I'm quite used to being able to display my physique and things like that.
Yeah, it's a very strong presence.
And it just all came over properly. I always say that when you do a film, the first thing you ever do, if you get a really meaty part, is establish the walk.
Right.
Establish the walk first, and once you get the walk right, everything will fall into place. And with Star Wars, what I wanted to do is I wanted to make everybody subservient to me, and I wanted everybody to almost like have to trot along beside me to keep up with me.
God,
and,
boy, did it work.
Yeah,
it's like a status game. I agree as well, because some people start with costumes and hair for parts, but I'm, as an actor, quite physical as well, so I like to do that kind of thing. The general...
You're physical, are you?
Yeah. The general consensus...
Where?
Well, not... Please. No, I'm not physical at all. But, now, the general consensus now, and I would agree with this, is that The Return of the Jedi is the least good of the 3 films.
Well,
how do you feel
I'm
about
of the same opinion, actually, because I thought Jedi was 2 things. One was an excuse to clear up all the odds and ends, and secondly, I thought it was basically a merchandising exercise.
Right.
I felt that with the introduction of the Ewoks and all the creatures and things like this, it was nothing more than a film to sell
fluffy
products.
and commercial, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's to sell products. Yeah.
In fact, it was after Return of the Jedi that I kind of switched off and then came back again a bit older. Now, of course, I know you as well because we learnt road safety from you when you were the Green Cross Code Man.
Best job I've ever had in my entire career. Yeah, I was 14 years as the Green Cross Code Man. I went to, I gave talks around 700 different cities throughout the world.
Really?
I went to over 2,000 schools, spoke to over 500,000 children, and the net result was in the 14 years that we were doing the road safety, we actually reduced the road accident figures in Great Britain from over 40,000 a year down to less than 20. Yeah, it went down by half.
I mean, you genuinely
tremendous
feel
campaign.
like you've done something
I do.
worthwhile.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, it wasn't me. I mean, it was me plus everybody else that was involved in the campaign.
But
it was
we
all
all know the Green
the
Cross
parents
Code.
and the teachers and the schools and the road safety people and the police.
Now,
everybody were involved.
Now, I know that you worked, as well as sort of doing stuff, strongman stuff, and playing parts yourself, but you work behind the scenes sometimes on helping people to get
That's right.
into
yeah.
character. You helped on...
Probably one of the most famous I ever did was training Christopher Reeve for Superman.
Yeah, and he's another
I
hero.
tried very hard to get the part of Superman for myself. I did a television commercial for Ridley Scott playing Superman for Max Factor. I don't know if you remember.
No.
At the end of the commercial, there's me holding this girl, and I look at her and I say to her, I say, your lips, they're suddenly shining. You see, like this, you see. And everybody thinks it's me, it's my lips that are suddenly shining. Like, yeah. And anyway, the commercial was a huge success, and I got some fantastic pictures of me flying through the air holding this girl.
Wonderful.
And when the film was being mooted, as it were, I went to see the producers, and he said, there's no way which we can play you. And I said, well, why not? You know, I'm everything they were looking for, like, you know. And I said, I got all these lovely photographs of me as Superman. He said, no, we can't play you.
Oh.
And I said, why not? He said, well, you're not American, are you? And I said, well, no, I'm not actually. But, so, and then I got turned down by the producer, and then I got turned down by the director, and I got turned down by the casting director. And eventually they rang me up one day, and they said, would you like to come down to the studios? Because we'd like to talk to you. And I thought, oh, this is it. I'm going to be offered the role. And then I got down there, and they said, well, we've got Superman. And I said, well, thank you very much. They said, no, not you. They said, we got this guy called Christopher Reeve, and he's 6'5" and weighs 12.5 stone. And I said, well, he must be positively skinny at 12.5 stone. You see? And they said, well, do you think you can build him up for us?
Oh, fantastic.
You've got 6 weeks to do it. So I put 40 pounds on him in 6
Wonderful.
weeks.
Thank you so much. Now, can you stick around our flat for the rest of the show?
No, I think I'm going to go, actually. No,
Have you got to fly?
I've had enough.
Okay.
No, I'd be only too pleased.
Good,
Enough
okay,
to
thank
stay
you.
with you.
Now, in a minute, the ladies have got a trailer to check out, but meanwhile, can you sign my original Star Wars card
Original
for me?
Star Wars card, that's a collector's item, that is, you know.
It's amazing how much the boys actually love David Price. I think you should come back.
Is a legend.
You should come and do Words from the Wise.
No, man is definitely a legend. My brothers are going to be so jealous. Can't wait. Anyway, it's Monday and it's time for a trailer, and today's trailer is The Water Boy.
Right, but hold on a second, I've got some questions. First of all, what's a water boy?
A water boy is the schmuck that has to carry water to the American footballers in American football.
Right, and what's the story?
A lonely water boy finds that he has a unique tackling ability and hilarity follows.
How exciting. Who's in the film then?
Adam Sandler is in the film from The Wedding Singer, Kathy Bates, Henry Winkler, who's the Fonz from Happy Days.
I like the Fonz, but do we like Adam Sandler?
We love Adam Sandler.
Oh, do we?
Happy Gilmore, funniest sport
film
film
the golfing
ever.
one?
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
film about
right, yeah.
sport
He's
that's
quite
actually
good.
funny. I loved
Okay.
it. Absolutely brilliant. We love him.
And how did it do in America?
Well, in America, it was huge. It took in an unbelievable $39 million in its opening weekend, and it's now taken in over $150 million. So it's a big movie, huge movie. And here's a look at the trailer.
Okay.
Bobby Boucher was a lonely boy.
Everybody else got friends, Mama. I just want some too. You don't have what they call the social skills.
His only friend was his mama.
He can hang out with whoever he wants, except you.
And his only joy was his job.
I'm a water boy.
Until one day,
Must be something wrong with his medulla oblongata.
he discovered his special gift. Now,
Play football for this team.
the world will feel his pain.
Wow. Damn.
That snake looks delicious.
Somebody hurt you, my boy?
You are so sexy.
It's the smash comedy hit of the year from the Wedding Singer team.
Come give your mama a kiss.
The Water Boy.
That looks really good, actually.
It does. It looks absolutely brilliant.
Good tip.
Really looking forward to that one, no doubt about it. Anyway, The Water Boy is going to be released on April the 30th. But now I think it's time that you and I went through and faced Vader.
Famous Five?
Absolutely.
Let's go.
Hello again.
The deliberate
Hello,
mistake
David.
there. Right now, everyone at home, everyone in the gallery is going, oh no, what happened? What happened? Where was the music?
Anyway, this is time for the famous five. Now, David, we know you're good, but are you very good?
You know the answer to
This
that.
is the famous five. We've got the questions. You better have the answers.
Yeah.
Okay, are you ready? Light change, Malcolm. Start the clock.
Dum,
Right.
dum,
Question one. The Darth theme tune. Fantastic. Question one. In weightlifting, what is meant by the terms snatch and jerk?
Snatch and jerk. Well, the snatch is where you take the barbell from the floor to arm's length in one movement. You can either squat under it or split under it. And the clean and jerk is where you bring the bar up to the shoulders by either squatting or splitting under it. And then once you get the bar up to your shoulders, you then have to propel it overhead by dipping and driving with your legs.
Is the correct answer.
Even better.
Hold on, what was the second bit again? No, I'm joking. Question number 2, Mr. David Prowse.
Yes.
It's Star Wars Spelling Week. Spell Grand Moff Tarkin.
Grandmofftarkin.
Yep.
Correct.
Okay.
Good man.
Question 3.
Yes.
Darth Vader was the Dark Lord of the Sith.
Yeah.
What is the Sith?
Do you want another? Do you want?
Yes.
Do you want my version of this?
Yes. Yes.
Well, it's an anagram.
Oh.
Is it?
Oh,
It's
with
an
you
anagram.
of something that we can't say. Okay. It's the correct answer.
We didn't know either. We were just
I thought
wondering.
it was this. Oh, okay, never mind.
Okay. Question 4. What was the Green Cross code?
Oh, the Green Cross Code, the greatest job I've ever had in my entire career.
Yeah.
It was the
What
road
were the 3
safety
words?
campaign for children.
What
The
was
3 words?
No, forwards. Stop, look, listen, and think.
Right.
I used to change. I used
Hold
to change
on.
it.
Oh
I
my
used to say
goodness.
stop, look, listen, and stink. And all the kids used to remember it that way.
Well, we're on a roll here.
Okay.
Four.
Yeah.
Four. Okay
So
then.
exciting.
Right. And finally, question 5. A question about the stars.
Yeah.
In stars, why do electrons sometimes emit radio waves?
Oh, this is easy.
Well, use
This
the
is
force.
really
Use
easy
the
because
force.
in the presence of a magnetic field, the electrons move along helical paths.
It's the correct
You got 5 out of 5. You got.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, David. It's been an honour. You can stay around. There's something very special we'd like to do later. Is that okay?
Fine, yeah.
That's amazing. No one's ever had
No one's ever
Five out of five.
That is very impressive.
What a
Okay.
historic day this is.
In a moment, we'll be asking the Select magazine editor whether it's true that the ukulele will replace the Fender in 1999. Now, David, would you please?
This is ITV2. Your thoughts betray you. You are watching Bedrock.
Frost.
Looking for an easy way to get on the net? Try cable and wireless, Internet Lite. There's no commitment and no monthly fees. You only pay when you use it. To get started, just call for your free Internet Lite demonstration disc. Now a special edition featuring a Bug's Life. Let's ride! With games and clips from Disney and Pixar's new blockbuster.
Don't look at the light! I can't help it. It's so beautiful.
For your free special edition demonstration disc, free call 0500 200 933 now.
The Bartletts.
It's DIY Dad Time!
You destroy it yourself.
Matt, careful.
Leave it to the experts.
With delicious recipes like spaghetti in a tomato sauce and creamy potato with croutons and roast onions, Snack Stop from Cross and Blackwell is an ideal mini meal.
Right, I'm back off to work. Could you... Oh.
Well, obviously they'll look a lot better with ornaments and stuff on.
Snack Stop from Cross and Blackwell. Deliciously different mini meals in a pot.
I love you, yes I do. Gonna spend all my money on you. I love you.
Imagine how you'd feel if you missed this.
I love you. Why can't you see that? See? There's nothing to see. Don't touch me, but you're making my skin crawl.
Or how about this?
Lovely bloke. You're good, you're kind, caring, considerate. You're everything a woman finds boring.
Or even this.
Good alert. We're back. Over there! Now!
Then don't despair, because from now on you can catch up with all the week's episodes from your favourite soaps at the weekend, starting with Home and Away on Saturday and Emmerdale and Corrie on Sundays. So there's no excuse to miss out again.
That must be the actual one you used in the film.
No, this is not the actual one we used in the film.
It's
no.
a replica.
No, this is a replica. Yeah.
That must be one of your most treasured possessions.
Well, it's a nice piece to have. Yeah, you can have.
Look over there. Look over there.
It's gone, is it?
Well, welcome back. In a moment, I'll have to hand that back before it goes off. In a moment, the editor of Slap magazine will be joining us for a few words of wisdom. But first, David, we've got something very special we'd like to ask you to do for us. Now, aside from the fact that you're not going to be in it, right, we are... I know. Well, no, we're gonna instigate a campaign, believe me.
Please, yeah. Please,
no, we will,
yeah.
I promise you.
Yeah, for second and third. Yeah.
Aside from the fact you're not in it, we are very excited about Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace.
Yeah, I am as well.
Now, we've engineered a special countdown clock over there to July the 16th, okay, when the Phantom Menace is released in the UK. Look,
in fact, this is our campaign.
This is our countdown.
We want Dave for Vader.
Dave Vader.
No, it makes sense.
Dave Vader. Right, okay. So as I said, we've got this countdown clock, counting down to July the 16th, when Phantom Menace is released in the UK.
Right.
Will you do us a favour and
cut the ribbon?
Cut the ribbon for us.
Right, here goes.
Drum roll, please. Use the force. Hey! And I can tell you, we've got 157 days, 5 hours, 10 minutes, and 18 seconds of counting until the Phantom Menace graces our screen.
Which, of course, we want...
I should see it before you, because I'm going to see it in America in May. Yeah.
I'm Darth Vader.
That's right, yeah. I'll come back and let you know what it's like.
Do, please do. Okay, now we've got a vintage video to watch now on here, which is a vintage video celebrating the birthday of Guy Manuel de Homo Christian, otherwise known as Guy Man, like Superman, only Guy. He's one half of Daft Punk, and this is their masterpiece, Da Funk.
You'll love this.
Okay, that was Daft Punk there with Da Funk. Well, now, if you want to know what's going on in the world of pop, rock, hip-hop, trip-hop, heavy metal, handbag house, punk, funk, drum and bass, look no further, because we have with us the editor of Select magazine, John Harris. Welcome to Bedrock, John.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much for coming in. Well, first of all, I've got to ask, are music journalists actually frustrated pop stars?
All of us are, yeah.
It's like the sports.
Yeah, we all spent all our teenage years with guitars and drum sets, and then round about 19 years old came to the conclusion that we were no good.
Oh, you were in a band as well,
it's really undignified. Then you have to go downstairs and say, Mum, sell the guitar, can I have a typewriter? And then it's up, because that's more respectable.
Well, what's the names of the bands you were in?
Oh, I was in all. No, they weren't. I didn't have bad names particularly.
No, what names?
Just rubbish. I was in a mod group called The Immediates, which is pretty bad for a mod group.
I think they didn't have bad names.
No, that's really hit. That's happening now.
No, The Immediates.
But what do you feel now that you've got the power to make or break someone?
Well, you know, I deserve it, really. It's my way of getting my own back.
Oh, well, why not?
I don't mean
Abuse your power.
I don't mean that.
Well, which new bands do you think we should be looking out for?
Well, there isn't much going on at the minute, because the record industry's quieting down quite a lot. It's more waiting for albums that are going to come out this year by established acts that are quite exciting. There's a new Blur album coming. You probably heard the single.
Have you heard a preview of it yet?
Yeah, I've heard the Blur album.
What's it like?
Difficult.
Difficult?
Takes a few plays.
Really?
Yeah, you have to bear with it.
Oh, what about the Radiohead album? Heard that?
Oh no, not even made yet as far as I'm aware. So you're even more ahead than the group on that one.
Oh, sorry, well, Tom and I, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Friends. And the Suede album is looming as well. And there's a new Catatonia album.
Any
There's
good?
all kind of things like that. Rather than me saying, you know, Dog Bucket is the future of rock. It's just new stuff, really.
Well, why not? I think I heard they were excellent.
Dog Bucket? Yeah. I used to be in Dog Bucket.
Why does that not surprise us?
Good name, Dog Bucket.
It is.
Well, okay, who's the most boring band you've ever had to interview?
Dog Bucket. No, I don't... You don't... Musicians are boring, but they actually turn on an act for journalists like me. So I've interviewed plenty of unpleasant, obnoxious people, but no one tedious.
Who's the most demanding then? In my experience, the Boo Radleys were really bad.
You must have had it really awful if the Boo Radleys were demanding.
Oh, well. They weren't demanding, they were just a bit...
Oh, yeah, well, no, because it doesn't usually happen. I guess because I usually, or used to, when I was interviewing people all the time, we were usually both sort of half drunk when we did it, so...
Ooh.
Sounds a bit sleazy, doesn't it? But
Yeah,
that sort of helps conversation flow a bit. So, no, I, by and large, I've had very pleasant experiences of interviewing people.
That's pretty impressive, that's good. Okay, well, if
Isn't
you...
that nice?
Yeah, that's... You're not dissing anyone.
So you are wise, aren't you? Those are basically your qualification for being wise.
Maybe after doing this for a living, in this department, I probably...
You're very wise. Excellent. No worries.
Right, we've got loads of people on the line, so let's go number one. Hello.
Hello,
Who's that?
it's Lou from Reading.
Lee from Reading. Away. Lou from Reading, sorry.
I'll try and be
Lou.
helpful.
Well, me and my band have just made a demo CD. We can only afford to have like 20 copies made at the moment, obviously, because the rest are starting up. So who do you think that we should send it to, most importantly?
Good question. One that comes up quite a lot. The best thing, really, is not to send them to record companies, because they get tons and tons and tons and tons of CDs and demos. The best thing is to read the music papers religiously, the music magazines religiously, and pick off 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or even 20 journalists who might be into the kind of music you make and send it to them, because they get less demos than the record company people and can also shout louder and make more of a fuss.
Would a bribe work as well to a journalist?
No, we'd get fired.
Okay, so leave out the bribe, but
No bribery.
Okay, thanks for
Send
calling in.
cigarettes and things like that, but no money.
You wouldn't know how to use it.
Oh, you don't
No
do that.
sending of cigarettes through the post.
Well, you're going to kill them.
Right, okay, caller number 2. Hello, are you there?
Hello, it's Tom from Penzance.
Hello, mate, ask away.
Oh, yeah, I really want to be a pop star, but I can't actually read music. Do you think this matters?
Right, quick plug. Does he look like he can read music? He's the biggest star. He's the biggest star in America. Don't worry about it.
Is that a case, though?
No pop stars can read music. The Beatles couldn't read music.
Really?
You just shout A-G-D.
Really?
It got most people a hell of a long way.
It didn't do Andrew Ridgely any harm, did it?
No, Andrew Ridgely couldn't even read.
Oh, right.
He could, actually. Libel lawyers watching.
Stop that.
Well, John, thank you very much. That's all the time
We're actually run out of time.
we've run out of time.
Well, 2 very quick and
But
well-meant
Darth
bits of
Vader.
advice.
Darth Vader's invading us.
Yeah.
But you will come back and visit us
I would
again
love
soon,
to
won't
come
you?
back,
Please
yeah.
do, definitely.
Okay,
do
so
come
you look
back.
down camera 4 there and leave us with your final words of wisdom, and we'll go and join the others next door. Thanks very much.
My final word of wisdom is this: stop wearing combat trousers now.
He can come back as well.
We've got to get him back.
Definitely.
Okay, now to celebrate Darth Vader's visit to Bedrock, I'm going to do the best and worst of masked villains and heroes. Now, first of all, at -1, which is quite bad, is Zorro. He's good at sword fighting. Hey, so's Peter Pan. Go figure. Okay. +1, on the good side, which is the Phantom of the Opera. No, not Michael Crawford. Lon Chaney, the original. He's really scary, and he wore painful teeth. Ah, zing. Half a mask. -2 on the bad side is the Mummy. Now, that's not really a very good mask, is it? Soft, strong, and very long. Okay, but at +2, which is halfway on the good side, is Wolverine. Okay, very spiky, hard as nails, and like all the coolest things, short and proud of it. Okay.
It sounds like a mouthwash. Listerine.
How dare you? Okay, at -3, which is the worst of masked heroes, is the Mask. A mask that makes you really annoying? Great. Somebody stop him! Okay, and at +3, which is the best of the very best ever in the world ever, is of course the most terrifying character ever. Easily the meanest Darth in the galaxy. Darth Vader.
Well done, Neil! Excellent.
New barometer. New shiny.
Ian and I worked in the shed for this. We did. Right, that's all the time we've got for today. Thank you ever so much to John Harris.
Yeah, thank you.
He was really good.
He should come back. We need more
to do
advice on musical things like that.
No,
and he was very funny.
Good.
And he was in a band as well.
Right.
Okay, I'd like to thank the blind mates for coming back and not getting back together again. And especially the great David Prowse for being such... We're soon going to come outside and get loads of autographs. Anyway, thanks to our employee of the day. It's Camille Bogle, who is our graphics genius.
He's wicked. Nice one, Cam. You're out
Now,
there,
tomorrow,
Cam.
please join us when we're visited by Glasgow pop sensation Biz. And get ready for it, Neo Sayer.
It makes me feel like dancing. You can watch television. You make me feel like
Bedrock. Yes.
ITV2 has got your Sporting Saturday sorted. At 1:30, it's everything you need to know about fitness with The Locker.
Just the routine to get your heart rate up.
At 2:15, Football Mundial takes you around the world of football.
What more inspiration could you possibly need?
Keep up to date with the latest results, football first, and get fired up for NBA basketball. That's your Sporting Saturday on ITV2.
Yes, here on ITV2 we bring you a feast of sport, and you can always catch some of the best footy action around. Now don't forget, starting from the 25th, we join all the top snooker players in Birmingham for live coverage of the Liverpool Victoria Charity Challenge presented by Eamon Holmes. That's later on this month. Now coming up in half an hour, Katie Derham's here with Wide Angle, looking at the media coverage of the sacking of Glenn Hoddle and the recent Colombian earthquake. Now though, we've NBA